What's up everyone, Tommy with Studio Sense here. Thanks for stopping by to check out today's video because it is a first impression video of a brand new fragrance. It's been out for a month or so. It's a new Coach fragrance called Open Road. I don't know about you, but I love traveling, so I can definitely get behind the idea of a fragrance that's inspired by the idea of the American road trip. Whether you're traveling through the mountains, like the Appalachian Mountains, like where I'm close to, whether you're traveling to a city or from the city into the countryside, doesn't matter where you're traveling. The whole idea of traveling and a journey, especially with friends, is super exciting. So stick around and get my initial take on Coach Open Road. Welcome back guys, and thanks so much for taking the time out to check out today's video. Appreciate that you're here because I know you are just like me, and whenever there's a new release, you want to get someone whose opinion that you can trust, who seems to like the similar fragrances that you like, and I hope I can be that someone for you today. So that's what we're doing. I'm taking a quick look at Open Road, the new fragrance by Coach for men. There's no better excitement that sticks in your chest and your mind that won't let you sleep very well at night, because you know in the morning you're getting up, you're hitting the open road. You got a couple friends going with you. One is in charge of snacks, the other is in charge of travel jams. You got to have the right music when you're traveling, and of course you're going to have a rotation where everyone takes their turn at the wheel so that nobody gets tired. Open Road takes its inspiration from a trip along the American coastline, and that in particular is a beautiful drive no matter which coastline you are traveling to or from, and especially if the weather is nice, fewer things compared to a drive along the coast. So you're probably like me and you're like, all right Coach, I can get behind that idea. Open Road, it's inspirational, it's invigorating, it's exciting. For whatever reason, the brand Coach is sitting on a gold mine. They don't have a ton of men's fragrance. In fact, you can count on one hand and still have room to boot how many fragrances they have out for men. Open Road, it is a standalone. It's not associated with anything else that Coach has released for men. So in typical fashion, let's take a look at that presentation first. It comes in a relatively plain looking blue and white box. The writing on the box is in silver. It says Coach Open Road, and then Coach with the Coach logo, dark blue background. On the back of the 60 ml box, there's no information. On the sides, there's no additional information that you can see. On the bottom of the box, you've got a UPC along with the batch code. You've also got ingredients and address information, and there's no additional information on the top of the box. So the packaging is relatively plain and simplistic. Let's take a look at the bottle. I actually really like this bottle. I opted to get the 60 ml instead of the 100 ml bottle, but it is exactly the same presentation. You've got like a dark metallic, I want to say almost bronze look. That is the plastic atomizer that you depress. There is no lid for this. It says Coach on that plastic part right below the atomizer that you depress. The aperture is like a light white color, which makes it a little bit easier to see. The atomizer stem on the inside is blue. You've got Coach New York in silver, and then Coach Open Road on the bottom. Relatively thick glass on the bottom too. It's really a nice style. I just like the way that it looks. It feels great in the hand. It's a lot easier to use than some other bottles that feel kind of awkward, and it sprays a goodly amount of juice. All right guys, we've looked at the packaging and we've looked at the overall presentation of the bottle itself. What are the notes that make up Open Road? Open Road is considered a woody aromatic fragrance. It is an eau de toilette concentration featuring top notes of Prima 4 lemon, red apple, and Szechuan pepper, with heart notes of lavender and clary sage, resting on a base of patchouli, vetiver, and cedar. All right, now that we know what's in the fragrance, and I gotta say, I was a little kind of disappointed in the notes as I saw the notes listed for Open Road, because it looks like a zillion other fragrances out there for men, pretty much the same ingredients in various quantity. It reads just like a basic generic blue fragrance for men. So I was a bit afraid that that was what it was going to smell like. So let's talk a little bit about what the fragrance smells like. And yes, I'm talking about this fragrance right here. They can really very easily be confused one for the other. Unfortunately, I'm falling into the school of thought that Open Road smells very much like K Eau de Parfum more than standard K. It is so similar to the smell of K primarily because they're probably using a very similar, if not the same source of clary sage, patchouli, vetiver. Of course, those are in a lot of men's fragrance, but the quantity that they're using is very similar to K Eau de Parfum, because that's very much what it smells like. Open Road is just a little bit less sweet, a little bit less powdery version of K. However, I will say this, on 2 separate occasions, I did the same experiment and I did a side-by-side of Open Road and K Eau de Parfum. K had a more powerful opening, but Open Road outlasted K Eau de Parfum in both instances. Not only it had more of a buoyancy in terms of its projection. The longer that it dries down, the more it diverges from smelling like K. K is a lot heavier, a lot more pungent because it is an eau de parfum, of course, in the open, but that settles down relatively quickly. This has much better projection over the course of time. It just seems to last a bit longer. So that's my quick thought in terms of Open Road in comparison with K. If you already own this, there wouldn't be much reason really to purchase this. This is kind of one of those releases that's exactly what you would expect from Coach. You know, Coach isn't necessarily like Prada. Coach isn't like Christian Dior. It's kind of a midline or average designer, therefore their fragrances are kind of midline or average. It just so happens they haven't got that many fragrances, men's fragrance, to compare it to other brands. They've got Coach, which is great, the OG Coach, Coach Platinum, Coach Blue. Those are all really good fragrances. This also is a good fragrance for the mediocre line that Coach is. It's, again, exactly what you would expect from Coach. Open Road brings to mind that saying that there's nothing new under the sun. It's really hard to make a crowd-pleasing fragrance as a designer that's mass appealing that doesn't smell like something else to a degree. It just so happens that Open Road smells suspiciously like K Eau de Parfum. Kind of weird, you know? Somebody out there that spent time on this has to know, you would think, that it smells very similar to that. A little bit disappointing, but it is a bit divergent from that whole K scent profile the longer that it dries down, and then it becomes Open Road, the true Open Road fragrance that it is. But for a long time, you can't really unsee or unsmell the similarities, especially if you've experienced K, either the eau de toilette or the eau de parfum. The quality is there. It's definitely not something that you feel like you just got out of the bargain bin at a drugstore. It's Coach, you know, so they put a little bit of money, a little bit of time into the fragrance, so it is enjoyable. But again, nothing stands out. It's extremely mediocre in terms of the liveliness, you know, the freshness of the fragrance. It's nothing like a Ralph Lauren. It's nothing like a Prada fragrance. Personally, it's not something that I would run quickly to go out and purchase as a brand new fragrance, because new releases are exciting. Open Road is not very exciting. Overall, Open Road is not very exciting as a new release. It's not really a letdown. It's just kind of a, okay, I kind of figured they would do that or go there. It's a safe fragrance, right? It's an office safe fragrance. It's a fragrance that's safe to wear on any occasion, in any season. Of course, with the kind of citrus heavy profile that Open Road is, it is a summer, spring, beginning of fall maybe, but not a cold weather fragrance at all. Just more of a midline, you know, temperate climate kind of fragrance. Again, trying to be a year-round signature scent who takes its inspiration from a coastal trip through the American coastline. As is the case, unfortunately, with many designer fragrances, the idea is much more enticing than the reality. Right now, you can get Coach Open Road for about $72 for a 60 ml bottle and around $100 for a 100 ml bottle. I think you can get a deal right now at Ulta with the 25 ml travel spray and the 60 ml bottle for the same price as just the 60 ml bottle, $72. So that's not bad. And they throw in like a throw or a robe. I think it was the Black Friday special or something, if they still have those. That's not bad, but I definitely wouldn't recommend paying full retail price for this if you already own K or K Eau de Parfum by Dolce & Gabbana. You already have Open Road. pretty much, with just that variation in terms of longevity, in terms of performance. Everyone's nose is getting a bit smarter in terms of fragrance. We're demanding something a bit more creative, something a bit more lively, versatile, even. So that's just not what you're going to find in Coach Open Road. Well, guys, don't get me wrong. I don't dislike Open Road. I do like it. I think it's laundry fresh. I think it's clean. I actually think K and K Eau de Parfum, in particular K Eau de Parfum, which is a much better version of K, as a laundry fresh fragrance that I really enjoy wearing. A juniper berry laundry fresh, that clary sage, similar to the clary sage in Open Road. But Open Road is a bit less laundry fresh, and it goes a bit more on the citrus side, and that's where it diverges. I do enjoy it. I just don't think it's that different or that great quality to run out and pay retail price for. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Wait till it hits discounters. It'll be way reduced, and then you can pick it up and it'll be worth owning. But if you already own, again, if you already own K or K Eau de Parfum, you're not necessarily going to want to own Open Road. It's too similar, unfortunately. That puts a wrap on my first impressions of Coach Open Road for Men. I hope it doesn't seem like I was too harsh on this fragrance. I do enjoy it. I do like it. It's just unfortunate that it's so similar to an existing fragrance that's already out there. A relatively new fragrance. You know, it's not even that old. So shame on them for making something so similar to a fragrance that's decently popular that's already out there. They should have tried to switch it up a little bit. Throw something else in there. Maybe a black plum. Maybe some truffle or something out there to make it a little bit different. No, then it would smell like Bad Boy Cobalt, but just something to make it different. My expectation is I want brands to be smarter, exponentially smarter, just like the consumers are becoming. You know, people like yourselves are watching reviews on learning things about fragrance before they actually spend their hard-earned cash on something, so you can maximize your experience and your investment. And brands need to remember this and put a bit more effort into creating creative and really workable, great fragrances. Hopefully we'll see more from Coach in the future, though. Thanks so much for stopping by, checking out today's first impressions, and as always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow.